Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to another balmy, wonderful, windy evening here in Southern California. Gale is blowing, but it's nice and warm, these lovely Santa Ana winds. So it was actually really cold a couple days ago, but now it's warmed up and this is a beautiful warm wind, so I'm having a lot of fun. Okay, I did a pour. I was using This Little Piggy Pigments, and actually I've done several using This Little Piggy, but I wanted to find something that I could use the Piggy Pigments by themselves without adding them to tube paints. So I was watching Rain and Pours, thanks Mitchell, and he was talking about using this. Excuse my very dirty tub. This is Golden Extra Heavy Gel Gloss, and he was talking about adding the pigments to the extra heavy gel gloss in order to make a very thick paste, and then you add your pouring medium, and then it gives you this thickened consistency of paint, which is what you guys know I love to work with. So I spent quite a long time tonight mixing up my paints. First mixing the pigments with the gel gloss until it was all incorporated, and then very slowly adding a little bit of pouring medium at a time until it was the consistency that I wanted. So it took a little bit of back and forth, but I have actually got them all to the same consistency now, so I'm excited to give this a go and see what happens. So I did this pour once before, not using this, just using my Bear Dynasty Deep Base with the Josonia varnish, and it looked great. It looked like it was perfect for a bloom. But unfortunately, I will show you what happened with those. They did not stay on the canvas. They all ran off. But look at that shimmer, huh? Can you see that? So this was the Convexo round we did, and I had two little hexagons. This one's really, really cute. But it had this beautiful, like, morning glory sort of flower in the middle that I really liked, and it was so pretty. I'll just put this one right here for you so you can see that beautiful color. This was Sockeye and Syrah, but basically the same colors, but we're not using the Sockeye tonight. So everything was too thin and all slid off the canvas while it was drying, which really bummed me out. So I determined I was using very small canvases. This is an 8-inch round, and y'all know I like to pour paint, so
the cheese done slid off your cracker.
No, it didn't. I was actually trying to be economical by using small canvases to practice, believe it or not. That's the irony right there. So I think my canvases were too small, and I still used too much paint, and the paint I used was too thin. Okay, so tonight we've mixed everything with the extra heavy gel gloss from Golden. Atelier makes one, Liquitex makes one, and I will give you further instructions on how to do that in a future video. In the meantime, you can go and watch Rain and Pours. Mitchell, he's awesome. He has a whole bunch of videos on how to use the piggies correctly and what consistency and what to mix them with. So thank you, Mitchell. You're awesome. I will show you the piggies I'm working with tonight. The first one we're using is Velvet, because this whole thing was inspired by my dear friend Fiona Art using This Little Piggy Velvet in a reverse flower dip that she did over a flower cup. And it was absolutely stunning. Just beautiful, beautiful pour. I'm not using the same ingredients she is. She used Vallejo Pearl Medium and her own pouring medium that she has in Slovenia. I don't have that, obviously. So we're gonna try it my way. So the first one is Velvet, and I have that in a squeeze bottle here. But this is the original one. Let me just see if I can show you that shifty color. Really, really beautiful. You see that, HOA?
Kinda.
And I see it a lot from where I'm standing. So that's the Velvet. The next one we're using is Cappuccino, which is a beautiful color. I think there is still some. This looks a little dulled down because of the pouring medium, but it's this very beautiful, sparkly cappuccino color. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. But it was very gold. Like if you look in these, where that color was actually really, really gold in here. So it was very, very pretty. This is kind of cool because I'm using the same colors, so I have a pretty good idea of how they're going to dry. Okay, next we are using rose quartz, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. Just lay down there. And this one has a pinky red color shift interference to it. Just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. I'm kind of obsessed with this. So that's the rose quartz. And then last but not least is Syrah. The beautiful wine colored, like Shiraz pigment, which I really, really like. Let's see if there's any left in here to show you. And again, when I put more pouring medium in this got a little bit of dullness on it, but it will absolutely dry clear because everything I used as pouring medium dries clear. And I will tell you what that stuff is right now, after I tell you the last color. The last color is this one, Artist Loft Metallic Cobalt. One of my favorite colors. Really beautiful, gorgeous stuff. And this is thick. This is like Mina ring pour thick. Leaving a trace in a mound on a mound on a mound on a mound on a mound. Okay, so I left that one out of that to show you. I got these bottles on Amazon. They are 4-ounce squeeze bottles. It was 40 of them for $13.99, which is pretty awesome. I will put that link in the description box. They're not as fancy. Some of the other ones I've had, they're not squishy. They are kind of frosted, but that's okay. I could deal with it. So we're just going to decant this into here.
Hello, Zenji.
Hi, Zen. Want to come up and say hi, baby? Before we get everything all dirty? My hands are clean. I'll pick them up. Look at them. It's okay.
There you go. There you go.
Come here, Zen. Come say hi, baby. Come over here. Hi, honey boy.
Little dog. Baxter just wants to play with him.
Hi, Zen. Say hi, everyone. I'm fine. I don't like the dog, but I stay away from him. Hi, honey. Okay. So we're going to use this metallic cobalt and these 4 piggies, and we're going to use a base coat that is some Amsterdam lamp black and my drips from the last time I did this. So this has some color in it, which is fine with me. Hopefully it doesn't have any lumps in it, and it's not nearly as thick as that stuff. This originally was Liquitex Gloss Medium and Floetrol, but it has all the deep base stuff in it from where I scraped my table. Okay, so we have here a 12 by 12. We have Erica Hughes spinner. We're going to spin this one. Should I get it from a little, yeah, closer to me. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put down a base coat. I'm just going to pour a nice big puddle, and we're going to spin that out to cover the canvas. I did that wrong, didn't I? Okay. There's the nice little handles underneath. Just push. It's much nicer. Okay. Here. Take a little bit more of this and just go over our corners and edges just to be on the safe side. Okay, this is a 12 by 12 gallery wrap canvas from Artist Loft. I have taped the back. I have not put my push pins in because we're spinning.
Actually, you could have put the push pins in because they would have actually helped keep it centered.
And then I couldn't sit on the spinner if I had the push pins in.
Ones are hanging over the edge.
That's probably true, you're right. Maybe we'll try that one time. Okay, so we'll just get this completely covered and give this one more spin just to make sure there's not too much paint on there. And let's rub a little bit. Just let it hold the canvas a little bit better. Okay. Cover that up. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna wipe my hands off. Otherwise we're gonna get those bottles all dirty right off the bat. And I don't like that. For some reason that drives me kind of crazy. Having dirty bottles. This off. Okay. Now, I'm gonna take our Fiona flower cup. You can get these from Doris Ford. Doris at DF Designs is her YouTube channel, and I will link her email address for you also. You can get the Fiona flower cups and the Fiona napkins from her, so email her. Okay, find the center. How does that look to you?
Spin it. Nope. Pretty darn close.
Okay, and we're going to be rotating this one while we pour it, so. Okay. Let's start with a little bit of that velvet. I'm going to take the lids off of these. So we are not, for those of you who are confused, we are not using a cell activator and we are not using house paint as the base coat. We are using my drips that are Amsterdam lamp black and these colors, which were actually mixed up like this. This time is different because we have added the Golden's Heavy Gloss Gel. Okay, so we're gonna start with some velvet. And hopefully this won't be too thick. Which it's looking like it is very thick. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a second to run down because it will. Okay, now we're going to come in with our metallic cobalt. Okay, this is very thick, but that's okay. Alright, this is Syrah. Oh no, this is the cappuccino. Okay. See, the first time I did this, I didn't realize that it was going to take a while for it to get down there, so I put a lot on there, and that was not a good thing.
Rotate it just a little bit.
Okay, now we're going to come in with the rose quartz. Okay. And now the Syrah. And now we're going to come, let's go back to the velvet. And now another layer of metallic cobalt. Okay, cappuccino. I'm going to do the rose quartz now. Okay. Syrah. I don't want to put too much on there, so this might be our last layer. That's the velvet. Okay, just gonna give that a second. I think we need one more layer of metallic cobalt in the looking pretty cool. gonna give that a second. I'm gonna blow on this. That's the skewer. Okay. I have a skewer here. Whew. Okay, now we're gonna draw some lines. Are you ready, husband of awesomeness?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That way. Okay, and most of that has run off of the cup, so let's remove the cup. That's
that's
really
really
pretty.
cool.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Do you actually want to run it through to the inside? Maybe
No,
without
I
it?
don't actually, but I am going to do this because I did this last time. I'm just going to touch right here. Pull this back through here. Because I think that looks pretty cool.
Just love to finger paint.
It's fun. What's wrong with finger paint?
I didn't say there was anything.
Okay. All right. So I'm not gonna dip this one. I'm just gonna spin it out. But no, I don't even want to put any more around there. Okay. Let's get those out of the way. I'm gonna spin this puppy. I'm gonna take the cup that I used and I'm gonna dunk it in a bottle of water to let it soak, so that the paint doesn't dry on my flower cup. Okay. I think we should put some more lines going around it. I think I kind of want to. Just go through here. So we're just going to give this a very gentle baby spin. I want to leave that just like that. So we didn't get a lot of movement on there, but we had spun it out a lot previously. I don't know, do you think we should, maybe we should spin it again, just because everything's so thick.
I don't know.
Alright, we're gonna give it one more. Okay, now I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay, but I am gonna take the skewer and draw out this edge. And this one too. And this one too. Alright. Okay. I like it. A couple bubbles that I'm gonna pop.
It's going to look like a neuron. I love it. In the middle.
Yeah, dendrites and fractals and all that. popping air bubbles because we don't torch house paint. You can pop them with a skewer. Works just fine. You come back and check again in an hour or so and make sure there aren't any new ones. Because it's thicker paint, it'll hold the bubbles longer. So I think that looks really cool. I almost wish I hadn't spun it out to go over the edges, but that's okay. I'm willing to work with this. So thanks for being here, guys. I will see you guys when this is dry. Hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. I'll see you in a minute. You want a sexy spin?
Sure.
Okay, this is our experiment that is totally dry now. This was using the cup bottles, a Fiona style flower, but this was using just the pigments by themselves with no additional color mixed in with them. And I think it was actually pretty successful because I can see each individual color alone. Like right here on the corner we have the black corner, and then that first color is the velvet, which is so blue. And then after that we have a little bit of our metallic cobalt, and then we get into the cappuccino, and then we and then let's zoom in this way. There we go, technology, yay. After the cappuccino we have that beautiful rose quartz, which has really, really pretty pink, soft, shimmery look to it. And then that darker purple is the Syrah, which is gorgeous, just such a pretty color. And of course our velvet and our metallic cobalt. I love the center on this one. That's where the velvet mixed on top of the black base. I really like this. I think it's really, really pretty. So I'm going to call this one Velvet Moonflower. It is very, very sparkly and very, very shimmery. I did have a lot of air bubbles in there apparently, and I didn't pop them. So I do see some texture on this in terms of air bubbles beneath the surface. And those of you who ask, why do we torch things? Well, this is why. Because if you don't, you get these little bubbles that come up under the surface halfway. You see them. But in terms of experiments, I think this was very successful in using the gel gloss medium to disperse the pigments and give us a thicker pouring medium. I have experimented with this a little bit more, which you guys will see in a couple days, but I think this is a pretty cool piece. And in terms of shimmer and bling, I mean, there's no question, man. Just very super shiny and blingy. I can see all of those individual colors, and as we move around, you see how the interference ones like the rose quartz shifts and changes. Of course, it's not doing it on camera, but that's okay. But look at that bling. So there is no extra top coat or varnish or anything on this yet. You can tell because the corners that had Floetrol in the pouring medium for the black are more matte versus the This Little Piggy Pigments, which are super, super shiny, which is very cool. So I like this one. Little cute flower. This is going to be our Velvet Moonflower. So this was a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys. I am so looking forward to seeing you guys in November. I hope you can join us for our fluid art experience in Dallas, Texas, with Sarah Mack and Karen from Waterfall Acrylics and Kathleen Osmore from Cause Creations, and the Massey Boys and myself and HOA will be there with bells on, waiting to answer all your pouring questions and show you what we know how to do. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Please be sure to check out our website, fluidartexperience.com. And let's see what else. Ooh, our This Little Piggy Halloween collaboration is coming up October 23rd and 24th. Gonna be a lot of fun, and it's gonna be hilariously funny too, I'm pretty sure. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there also. And I think that's it. I'll see you guys on Friday. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take care. See you soon. Okay, Baxter is here, helping me edit. He's helping me by sleeping the sleep of the righteous dog. But this is too cute. I can't even... His little tongue hanging out. Oh, hi, baby. I wasn't making fun of you. No. That's a very nice pose. You still have your tongue hanging out? Yep. That's his friend, Banana. Grandma gave him Banana. Anyway, Baxter. Bax, can you, roll over or something? There you go. Hi, honey. He's all nice and clean. He had a bath this morning. Nice squishy face. Nice squishy face. Anyway, Baxter sends his love as well.